Hey everyone, how you doing? My name is Michael. I am a co-founder here at Nyria, and I am super stoked to demo our product to you here today and walk you through the very basic setup of a TradingView and Discord-based strategy into our service, such that you can create a bot on it to automate it or even simulate the trades to see how they would do in the real world. Okay, so first, when you log into the platform, you're going to land on something like this. By the time you're seeing this, it might very well may look a little bit different as we are still working on things, but the basic setup process is going to be as described here. You're going to want to start by going over into integrations and choosing an integration to connect. You can also use Nyria Paper, so you'll just have to click here, click the create button, and the account will show up and you can use it to automate from there forward. But we also have access to Tradier, Trade, and Binance, US and non-US. Trade is going to be a simple sign-in with Trade authentication. For the time being, Tradier is using API keys as well as Binance US and non-US, and we are actively working on finalizing the trading integration of all of these other brokers and exchanges as well. Once you have your integration set up at this point, now we can come over and begin creating our strategy. So we'll click my strategies and you can see we already have quite a few test strategies set up, but for our first demo strategy, we'll be creating a basic TradingView linked strategy that will accept long and short entries and exits, and it will enter and exit, call and put debit spreads from those trades respectively. So this is actually surprisingly easy to set up. We're just going to come over here to create strategy. We're going to name our strategy. So let's say TradingView debit spread test. We're going to keep the source at TradingView, but as you can see, we have TrendSpider in testing, Telegram alerts in testing. You'll even be able to generate alerts from your brokerage if you want people to be able to copy trade your orders. And we'll even have a custom API, so if you want to build a script to do all of the thinking, do all of the logic, do all of the alert determination, and then Nyria can handle the execution, you will be able to do that as well. Okay, so like I said, we want to do an options strategy for debit spreads. For TradingView, we are locked to internal option selection because TradingView doesn't have any access to options data. But for other strategy types like Discord, for example, we also have external option selection, which will allow the options to be configured in the alert, or I should say set in the alert. We have this option right here for allow multiple orders, so this will let your strategy pyramid with multiple entries if it gets them. We are still working on trims, so currently it is one exit to close everything. Coming down here, we have to configure our strategy behavior. So like I said, we want to enter on both long and short alerts, so we'll make sure both of those are enabled. We have the ability to set the entry order type here. We can choose limit, select any other real-time data targets, a price specified in the alert, or even a custom fixed price if we want. But for the sake of this example, we'll keep everything at market. Coming down here, you can see we have to set up option legs to enter for both possible sides. So we will set our DTE targets first, so we'll target between 1 and 3 days till expiration. You can see this is buying a call, this is buying a put. Both are set at the 30 delta by default. We'll add a long and a short leg now. This will sell a call now, and we want to actually offset this strike 2 strikes up from this strike right here in order to generate a debit spread. So we can configure that like so, and then the opposite on the put side. Perfect. So this all looks good now. I'm going to come down and click next. And now I have the ability to choose my access level. So we'll make this strategy public for the sake of this example, but you also have the ability to click paywall. You can come up here, add a WAP seller API key. Once you do that, it will populate the products available through your WAP account, and you can actually link one or more products to this strategy such that users who are subscribed to those products with their WAP account can integrate their WAP account with Nyria and get access to your strategies that are tied to those products. But for the sake of this example, we'll do public. You can also do private, which is private to you or shared through a friend with a link. Here we need to select the instruments that are allowed for our strategy to trade. This is for regulatory purposes, and users who create bots on your strategy will also be able to select out of the list you select here. We'll select SPX and click Next. And here we get a basic overview of what we've configured for our strategy. So you can see that we have long and short entries enabled, exits both enabled. We can see their order types. We can see our option selection legs here. And this all looks good. So I'm going to hit Create Strategy, and then we can jump into Alert Validation. So at this point, we're going to want to hop into TradingView. We're going to need to bring this link over with us, and then from TradingView, we're going to grab the alert format and paste it into here. So let's hop on over into TradingView. Alright, so now we are over in TradingView and we can configure our alert. So there's definitely multiple ways to configure alerts based on the script at hand in TradingView, but any script that backtests like you see here can be set up with Nyria using the default TradingView alert, and let me show you how to do that. First, we're going to come up here and we're going to click Add Alert. We're going to link our alert to our strategy. That's going to be the Fib God Strat in this case. We're going to come over here to notifications, and this is where we are going to paste in our webhook that came from Nyria. Finally, we'll come over to message, and this is the default format TradingView generates for our alerts. So we can actually just use this, and at this point we can click create. Now we can hop over into Nyria and finish up the setup there. Alright, so back in Nyria, we got our webhook URL pasted in. Now we can simply validate that this alert format will work by pasting in this format in all of these boxes. Nyria will intelligently substitute these variables and then validate that it can properly parse and handle all of these alerts, and it will even show you the selected options or equity that it would be trading, as well as the order actions and the order types. So we can just click validate and see that now. Just going to have to give it a few seconds. Boom. Okay, now we have validated. So we have the option to deploy a bot for it right now, but for the time being, let me just show you around the strategy page. You can see our validated transactions here. These are our debit spread entries creating a net debit, and then here are the exits generating a net credit. So it looks like everything was parsed right, all of our options were selected right, our expiration handling is correct, so everything looks good here. Aside from here, we have an overview tab, so all users that can see the strategy will be able to see this. This will give basic performance stats, an overview chart, and you'll even have the ability to create posts to everybody looking at the strategy. As far as reviews go, this will be mostly applicable to paywalled strategies at first, but we will indeed be bringing it over to just public strategies as well in due time. Over here is our transactions tab, so all of the transactions from your strategy will display here, which I can preview for you later. Over here we have my bots, so this is going to be a tab that only you can see, and this will show all of the bots you have set up for the strategy. We have logs right here, so this will generate a log of all successes, all issues, all errors that might happen when trying to process your strategy's alerts. We have how it works right here, so this is a page everyone else will also be able to see, and this will give a basic strategy overview. We are going to be enhancing the visuals here to give a more visual understanding of the order types and so forth, much like the integration page does right here. And then finally we have the pricing page. So this is a public strategy, so it allows anyone to deploy a bot for free. But if your strategy is set up behind a paywall, here is where it will show all of the pricing details for all of the products you have linked. And then users will be able to simply click one and go and subscribe to that plan to get access to the strategy. So now that we have our strategy created, we are able to deploy a bot for it. So we can either click here, we can click here, We can go back to our strategies and we can click deploy bot here. Once we hit deploy bot, we just have to enter a position size, so it will try to divide as many debit spreads as it can into $1,000 without going over 1,000. If you do not have this budget available at the time of entry, it will not trade at all. Now you can click next. Here we have the ability to adjust if there's any instruments, the strategy trades that we may not want to. This is mostly applicable for strategies that you are trading of others. We can click next. Here we can see our Nyria paper account that we set up earlier, automatically selected. We also have the ability to add a broker account directly here. Click next, and then this will give you the overview. At this point, we're ready and we can deploy our bot. And that's it. From here, all alerts that come into the strategy will be parsed and logged at the strategy level, and then that will be sent to our bot that we have created here, and it will be simulated into our transactions here so we can see how things are doing. Alright, so now that we have set up the TradingView strategy successfully, we can set up a basic Discord long option strategy. So this is just going to be longing options on an alert, and then exiting them upon the exit alert, so we only need the long side, and then the option will actually be specified in the alert so we can have Nyria parse that out for us. So we'll just name it something like Discord long options test. Select Discord. Now you can see we already have our bot added to our server. As a new user, you will need to add the bot to a server that you are owner or an admin in, and once that's done, you can point it to monitoring any alerts in that server. So we'll select our server, find the alerts channel. We have the ability to filter messages by keywords, so in this case we could filter by SPX, and we could even filter by my username. And you can see it will show you the filtered messages right here. So this looks good. We'll click next. From here, like I said, it's an option strategy. We now have the external selection method available, so we can select this. We again have the allow multiple orders option, and we also have the assume next available expiration option. This is mostly meant for Discord strategies, for the quickly typed alerts that might not include an expiration that are implying to buy the next soonest expiration, so you can actually tell the system to do that. Past that, you can see our long entry and our exit is already enabled. Our short is disabled, so we don't have to do anything here. We want to enter the option long on the entry alert, and we want to exit it upon the exit alert. We can still play with order types. If the alert specifies a price in the order, we could limit at that price, but for the sake of this example, we'll keep it at market. Click next. Again, we'll make it public. Again, we'll select SPX for the available instrument, and we can scroll down and click create. Now you'll see that the validation screen for Discord strategies is a little bit different. It will actually show you the alerts in the channel meeting your criteria, and you have to map them to each available type of trade for your strategy. So you can see here is my entry alert, here is my exit alert, and now I can make sure that Nyria can handle that. And then boom, that's it. You can see that it bought to open our call right here, and it sold to close it right here on this alert. So this is all good. Now we can go ahead and deploy a bot if we want to. Now that we've shown you both types of strategies that you can currently set up, let me just give you a quick preview of what a strategy page actually looks like after some transactions and some logs. So this is a crypto strategy we have set up, just Bitcoin USD spot. You can see that it has been trading all day, and we ended up with a net gain of $371. So all of these alerts were actually taken from the standard TradingView alerts and validated through here. You can see everything looks right, and everything is just getting sent to this webhook. Over here, you can see we have a bot set up for it. If we actually go to this bot, we can see that this bot also has simulated transactions from Nyria paper, also coming out with a $370 gain. So going back to the strategy, we also have this logs tab This shows us every alert that's come into the strategy and what happened. So whether bots executed, whether bots canceled unfilled entry orders, anything that happens will come right here. You can see the metadata, what it parsed into, and get a full clear view of what's happening, why some alerts might not have worked, whatever it might be. And then over here we have our how it works and our pricing tabs. Over in my bots as well, we also have a log tab. This will show us the order ID for each trade made directly from your broker, or in this case our simulated paper account, and also some metadata, so it will show you the actual request we made to your broker and the response that they gave us for that request. Finally, if you end up getting stuck for any reason, we have the documentation available right here. You can click it, and this will bring you to our extended documentation covering every single thing the platform supports, how it all works, how to set it up, and all the information that you need to make sure that you are aware and setting up things properly as per your intentions. So that's it. I appreciate everybody for joining us for this demo. We hope that you like the platform that you see, and we're very, very stoked to see everybody around on the platform and creating strategies and testing things out and hopefully finding something that works really well for them. So we're really excited to get this out to everybody. Again, we appreciate you sticking with us through this demo, and until next time, thank you.